Hey guys, it's another day of drama. And this girl right here has been falsely accused of doing blackface every single 5 seconds. This girl had made a cat and she had a small little black lip thing. And at first she was trying to make a black cat and nobody could see the red lips. So she wanted to make the character have red lips because, it's a pony game. And they were like, oh, you're being racist. Oh, you're doing blackface. She kept on trying to tell them that she wasn't doing blackface and she was just creating a black cat. But they kept on assuming and assuming that this poor girl was doing blackface. So I told them, hey, even though it's a racist stereotype, just because somebody has a black cat and they have a black lip does not automatically mean that they're being racist. And you should not go around assuming that just because of the past. And instead of them just listening, oop. Oh, what? These people right here, they like going around assuming everything under the sun, screaming and yelling and assuming racism. This bastard calls me religious for being Muslim. Oh my god. So what happened was I got on Ponytown at around 9 something in the morning, and somebody was talking about blackface. Oh no, my bestie. Someone was talking about blackface, and I asked them what they were talking about. And I was asking them what they were talking about, and this person kept on talking about, oh, they're doing blackface, oh, they're doing blackface. They kept on showing an example of what they were doing, but there was no sign of red face anywhere. There was no sign of them being racist. I had a 4-year-old OC, and they called me a pedo for it. They need to stop. I did not know they were doing this to you. Oh my god. I did not know that they were harassing you for that long. Then homosexual for being a hetero. Oh my god. Okay, so the argument started a few hours ago where this person was making a cat and they were not doing blackface at all. And yet they were like, oh, she's doing blackface, oh, she's doing blackface. And they kept on bringing up the past. Bro, every day they make people crowd and say I'm a pedo and do raping things about babies. Lol, what the fuck? Are they still going? Was that it? Someone in TikTok was a black person but became white and low-key didn't care about her heritage. Oh, they're still going, buddy. They are still going. Yes, that's my dog back there snoring. They kept on harassing this poor girl even though she had nothing to do with the conversation. And then they came out of nowhere and started saying, oh, you're defending them. Oh, buddy, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're talking for them. Of course I'm talking for them. Because you are harassing them. You are crowding around them, He says I'm 17 even though I'm 15. So they're lying all the time, trust. It's because of your bio. They're gonna think you're 17 because your bio says 17. Wendy, I'm sick, by the way, so my voice is gonna be very rashy. Yes, I am black in real life. Yes, I do have a little bit of red lips when I'm black. Yes, I do. Yes, I'm black in real life, buddy. Oh my god, you're so pretty. Oh. But what happened was they came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere and like started like insulting her, and etc. They kept on talking about, oh, you're racist, oh, you're doing blackface, while in the same breath calling me a black monkey. I do. I get bullied on here too. I showed you guys too. Yoshi. No, I actually did. I did email them for harassment after I cut the video off. So they're gone now, I think. Exactly. Oh my god. I found a friend who's also been harassed. I can't. I can't let somebody just be bullied like this. Oh, I just can't. I just can't allow that. Why would y'all do that? No, I'm not talking about the blackface. I'm talking about the character of the breasticles. You can make breasticles if you want to. It's not hurting anybody. Now, let me go on with the story. So there's this person. It's not this person, by the way. There was another person who was basically doing blackface, and I asked them what they were doing, and I tried to get like a photo, and I was like, are they doing blackface? Let me see. And their example was like this. Hold on, let me show you guys. Their example was basically this. So you got this character, and then you're trying to make a cat. So you got this, and then you do your face, and you just got red lips. Because they were trying to make a cat. They were trying to make a cat, and they couldn't make a cat. And they couldn't even finish it because they were like going on town with her about it. Oh shit, I didn't. Ooh, wait. Now I have evidence. Wait. Okay, let's go. Okay, I said, or maybe she didn't get to finish her character because you went on a limb about it. And then I said, no, she didn't finish her character. If she could have made it better if you didn't let her instead of creating drama. And then I said, now take your defensive self on and sit down. And then I told him to go. And then he told me to get off the game. And I was like, how about you get off the game and block us instead? Because I'm black and I have red lips. A character can have red lips, buddy. And then he said, I'm not the one who has to apologize. It's them. I just don't like the overall stuff y'all got going on. And then I told her to apologize because they were crowding around and it was getting a lot. Girl, me too. So let's go over here. Even this person came. See, this is evidence. It says, but right now it seems that they want you to apologize because it seems like you're defending someone who had initially red lips. They're making it seem like this girl was actually doing blackface when she wasn't. Here's the thing. I understand perfectly of what they were talking about. They are talking about the racial blackface all the way back in, like, the blackface era, Jim Crow. Yeah, I totally understand that. But just because a character has black lips or a black person and has red lips does not and will not always mean that they are being racist. There are so many characters, black characters with red lips that are not black. For example, let me see. Let me see. Oh Lord, she got her hands all up on her chesticles. See, this is just how we draw our black people. This is literally how we just draw black people. Some of us have dark red lips. Other ones have shaded dark lips. Now that's racist. Right there. That's racist. But yeah, Some black characters just have red lips because they have red lips. And none of y'all complain about it. Now again, there are some racism people out there. I promise you. There are some racism people out there. There are some racism animes. And yes, I understand that blackface is a really terrible thing. But just because you see something does not automatically mean that it's true. You don't even know how to spell joking. That's not how you spell joking. It's joking. Buddy, you don't even know how to spell joking. Look at what they're doing. They're doing more drama right in front of me. They're doing more drama right in front of me. That's crazy. Wow. But, they are legitimately arguing about who killed Cain, making a whole group about it. Buddy, it's just anime. Now, again, I understand that blackface is a huge racism arc, and it's a terrible thing. But this person did not do blackface. Whether you like it or not, you cannot come up to somebody and just assume that they're doing stuff just because of their character. Absolutely not. Because that's how you start drama. That is how you ruin somebody's reputation. Not only do you ruin somebody's reputation, but you ruin their mental health. This girl literally said that you guys are calling her homophobic and disrespecting her and calling her a pedophile just because of a Ponytown character. Buddy, let me show you something real quick. Sometimes I make my characters like that. I can make a black cat right now. This is legitimately how people make their cats. This is how some people make their cats. Like sometimes they do this, sometimes they do that, sometimes they even have white mouths. Sometimes they make their characters like that. I made my character like that, and not once did anyone say anything about blackface. I made my characters like that all the time. And people see me, and they don't say anything about, oh, you're racist. It's okay, don't be. It's not like I tried to kill myself twice. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at what you guys did. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, stop. No, just stop. No, no, no. No. Do not hurt yourself. Oh my God. What's wrong with my face? my god, y'all have pushed her to the brink that she wanted to kill herself. Oh my god. Girl, I got the suicide helpline. I can call the suicide helpline. Baby, honey. Girl, just give me the number. Go ahead. I can call these people. You want me to literally call my grandma? No, I'm serious. My grandma would actually beat somebody with a switch, like a twig from a tree. She will beat your ass with it. And she does not care. She will beat your ass with a twiggy tree. I'm not joking. I can call her. She will come up here and swing it like a lasso. Girl, you do not let me call my grandma. Do not let me call my grandma. You will, ma'am. It's him. It's Billy Kane. Oh my god, I found ill. It's him. Oh, am I getting more evidence that y'all are rude? Oh my god, it's Billy Kane. I made a video on Billy Kane. And I see you in flesh and blood. Fetus ship? What? Oh my god, Billy Kane, what is the issue with you? Where are your brain cells when you need them? You're not funny. None of that was funny. I love watching Danganronpa. No, but seriously, let me go back to the drama. So apparently there was this person who did blackface, and she left when I told the other people, because she kept on protecting herself. It's not this girl, it was another girl. Another girl this morning was like probably doing blackface, and I was like, show me blackface, show me the blackface. And she showed them that she legitimately made a black cat with black lips. And she kept on saying that she was tan and she was black in real life. And this is literally how she perceived herself as. Oh my god. You hate him too? Am I really? Is he a bully too? Is he a bully to you too? No way. No way. No way. No way. No fucking way. He said I grape kids. Oh my god, Billy Kane, what is your issue, dog? Dog, what's the problem? Buddy, Billy Kane, what is your issue? What's the issue? Buddy, what's your deal? Buddy, what's your deal? Oh yeah, I'm flagging this. Cause what's going on, buddy? What is happening? Okay, so here's the drama. There's this person who's doing, oh my god, ma'am. You saw what? Oh, you saw one of my videos? I got a fan? Oh, hell yeah. Let me do some real quick. Let me do some voodoo magic. Let me go onto this server and then let me do some voodoo magic. I'm about to do some voodoo magic on your ass. Let's see if I still have it, and I don't, and I'm gonna scream. Okay, I'm gonna do some voodoo magic, and I'm gonna give her my YouTube thing. I'm about to do some voodoo magic, guys. Give me just a second. I'm about to do some voodoo magic. Okay, then let me do some voodoo magic. Let me whisper it to you. No. I didn't do it right. I'm gonna scream on the top of my lungs. Let's see if I can do some voodoo magic going on here. I'm gonna show you guys because I want you to know. Don't worry about it. I want you guys to understand what I'm doing. So basically, there was this person. Let's see what I can do. Can I do this? I can. Okay. Here you go. Huh? Oh. I was trying to figure out what that person was doing blackface for. I was trying to figure it out, and I was trying to see if what they were saying was correct, because as a black person, I wanted to see the evidence. I wanted to see the evidence, and I wanted to see if they were actually doing blackface. So they showed me their character, and it was not blackface. And the person even said that they're tan. It didn't even make any sense. They said that they made a black cat, and they were like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember what this person said to this. I'm going to put it in quotes, this person who was doing blackface. So there was this girl, and he said that she was doing blackface because she had 2 black cats, and she created a black cat, and she had red lips on it because that's her style. And she kept on saying, oh, I just like it. I just like it. I just like it that way. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh my God, it's you. I've seen them before. I see you everywhere. I didn't know it was you. Hey, girl, hey. Oh, I didn't know it was you. Okay, back on track. So, there's this person. I totally forgot what I was about to say. I'm over here getting distracted by Trump-Chan. So, there was this person who had 2 black cats, and they created a black cat that looked like this. But all they had was not black lips. All they had was red lips on. And they weren't trying to do blackface. Not at all. They were not trying to do blackface. And they even changed their character so they could get away from the drama, but instead they followed the poor girl around the cafe. And I was like, hey, what's going on? Is she doing blackface? And I kept trying to see if she was doing blackface, and she was not doing blackface. So I was trying to say, buddy, what are you talking about? She's not doing blackface. She's not doing anything to you. Why are you bothering her like this? And then they were like, no, she's doing blackface. No, she's doing blackface. She's doing it. She's doing it. She's doing it. And then they added more and more and more people into the drama, to the point where it created a whole group of people. I should have recorded it. I should have like showed you guys what they were doing. But they created an entire group of people, and all of them were like, oh, you're racist. Oh, you're doing blackface. This person was even trying to figure out if she was doing blackface or not. And at first they were like, oh, she's not doing blackface. She's not doing blackface. Until this person came by and just kept on saying, yeah, they're doing blackface. Yeah, they're doing blackface. Yes, they are. Look at their faces. And they just kept on making it seem so genuine. Like they kept on adding racist slurs and adding all kinds of other things that had nothing to do with the conversation to make it seem like this person was doing something bad, so other people would see it and think that they were bad people. So I was in front of the person that just left because they were harassing her for no reason. She wasn't even a part of the drama, and neither was I. I told this person that it was completely fine for a character to have red lips as long as it wasn't racist and as long as it wasn't like being like blackface, or as long as it wasn't being like a racial slur or anything. Like, it's been years. People can have red lips as long as it's not like racial, like as long as they don't have some kind of racial motivation. Oh my god, that's the most prettiest midnight sparkle I've ever seen. Like, as long as they don't have a racial motivation with it, then I would say that it doesn't affect anybody. If they are being racist and if they are actually doing blackface, then there will be a gigantic issue. But if they were just legitimately making a cat with a red mouth and you automatically assume that they're doing red face and then go around and say that they're doing stuff that they're not doing, then there's an issue with you instead of the other person. And it's the fact that they kept on going around saying, are you a sick person? You're the sick person. You're doing this and you're doing that, and you're defending them and you're talking for them. Buddy, of course I'm talking for them. It's called being a best friend. That's what you're supposed to do as a friend. That's what you're supposed to do when you see somebody getting harassed. But obviously you don't know that because you don't know how that crap feels. You have no idea how harassment feels, especially on something that's supposed to be safe. This person that I was sitting with had nothing to do with the conversation. She had nothing to do with the person doing blackface, and she was still getting harassed. And then they came after me and started talking about, oh, you're defending them. Oh, you're doing this. Oh, you're doing that. And I just kept on trying to tell them, buddy, I'm not defending somebody who's being racist. What I'm telling you is that yelling and screaming and cussing at them and doing what you're doing is not gonna magically fix the person who was doing blackface. Like, the person that was doing blackface, remind you, left hours ago. Do you hear me? When I tell you that they left hours ago and they were still going, they left. The person who was doing blackface left hours ago when the argument started, and then they started going after another person. And even there was another black lady who also said that it was completely fine for a black person to have red lips and it not be racial, and they didn't go after her, but they went after me. And they even copied and pasted my comment and went around telling other people that, oh, she thinks that it's okay for blackface, she thinks it's fine, she thinks it's okay. Did I ever say that it was okay for people to be racist? No. I even tried to tell them not to put words in my mouth, but they kept on doing it anyway. So they started trying to force me to apologize, even though I wasn't the one that needed to apologize. But let me tell you something. The person that was doing blackface was right behind them the entire time, and they knew that it was behind there the entire time, and yet they kept on going after me. They kept on assuming that I liked blackface and I enjoyed it, and I was like, buddy, I'm black myself. Why would I enjoy being racist to my own kind? Like, who would do something? Like, who would do that? Who in their bright mind would enjoy somebody doing something like that? And then after hours and hours and hours of them talking over me, I apologized. Oh my God, excuse me. I apologized, and they talked over me the entire time. And when I apologized, they were like, you didn't apologize, you didn't say sorry. And then I told them, yes, I did. I apologized to you guys. I literally said I'm sorry. There's nothing else I can say except for that I'm sorry. Even though I shouldn't be the one to apologize. You should be getting the person who was doing blackface to apologize, instead of getting me, the person who wants you to stop harassing random ass people that you don't know. That's what I wanted y'all to do. But honestly, y'all don't know how to listen. Y'all just have this gigantic ego that just needs to be repaired, and you have to add 1,000 and 4,000 people into drama to feel like you're listening. Like, to feel like you are somebody, you had to sit around and argue and scream and yell and cuss and create a whole scene for no fucking reason. And they kept on saying, oh, why don't you block us? Since we're doing bad things, why don't you block us? I just kept on saying, well, why don't you block me then? Why won't you block me? And they kept on going back and forth. They wouldn't even answer me when I told them to block me, which made me think that they don't want to block me. They just want to keep going and going and going with the drama. They just want to keep arguing and screaming and yelling like their life depends on it. They don't want to get away from the person that they don't like. Because easily, you keep on talking about, oh, there's a block button. Okay, so block me then. Block the person who's doing blackface. How about that? Since you want to talk about how they're affecting you so bad, block them then. You want to keep on bringing up blocking, but you're not doing it yourself. And I specifically hate that so much. How people want to say, block this person, they're doing this, just block them and get it over with. Block them then. Why is my dog barking in his dreams? Who are you barking at? Just block me then. If it's so easy for me to block you, then why can't you block me? Why can't you block other people? Instead of arguing with them for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and days and days and days and days and days and continuing the argument, just block them and go about your day. If you want me to block somebody so bad, then why don't you do it yourself? Because you have an ego, and your ego is telling you not to do so, which is just terrible. That's a terrible thing. And I don't understand why you think that it's okay. And on top of that, let me tell you something. In the same breath that this person was arguing with me about, in the same breath, he was going around calling me a monkey. I'm not joking. He was talking about, you're defending a person who's doing blackface. You're just as racist. Okay, but you're calling me a monkey. And he even said, I'm black. I can say it. So you are trying to tell somebody else not to do blackface because it's racist. But in the same breath, you're going to be racist to somebody else. That doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. I can't even laugh right now. That doesn't even make any sense. How are you going to get mad at somebody for being racist, but you yourself are also racist in the same breath? That doesn't even make any sense. Pick a lane, buddy. You gonna be racist or you gonna protect somebody else from being racist? You can't be both. You just can't. You cannot do that. Now, of course, they were talking about the person who was doing blackface, but instead, what they were doing was going on and on and on and dragging the argument. That's what they were doing. They kept on saying I was dragging it, but let me tell you something. The person that was doing blackface already left. Ew, my exes are over there. I'm gonna scream. The person who was doing blackface already left hours ago. I want you guys to realize that they left the cafe and they left Ponytown. So you guys, the ones who were arguing with me and that random girl, you are the problem. The person who was doing blackface already left. You gave them what you wanted to give them, which was karma for doing blackface, which is congratulations. I'm happy that you protected people. Good for you. Here, let me give you a little clap clap. You want a medal? Do you want a cookie? I don't know what you want, but congratulations on that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing that you protected somebody from them doing blackface. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You stopped somebody from doing blackface. That's a good thing. And I will never say anything about anything being good about blackface. Never, ever, because as a person who's black, I'm never going to sit here and say that it's okay. I don't even know why that came into your brain cells, but you have to stop putting things in people's mouths. Pause. You have to stop putting words in people's mouths because it sends the wrong message to somebody, and not only can it add more drama to the already aggressive drama, but it adds fuel to the fire. And let me remind you, The person who needed to apologize was not me. It was the person who was doing blackface. But instead of stopping when you already did what you wanted to do, you continued to drag the argument. You were even starting to be racist to people who were telling you to stop being stop with the drama, let it go. I told this person 1,000 times, let it go already. The drama is over. We get it. They were doing blackface, but stop. The drama is over already. There's no reason to keep on going and going and going and going and going. But instead of them stopping when the person left, they just continued and continued and continued and continued and continued and just kept the argument going. The entire time, they just kept the argument going. And I was just like, okay, what the fuck? Okay, we get it. I was just trying to get them to understand that there's a time and a place for arguments. When a person is already gone, you also stop the argument. You don't go to a random person who has nothing to do with the drama and start harassing them. Yes, I'm doing schoolwork, leave me alone. Again, I understand what blackface is. Let me tell you, I understand what blackface is, and I know blackface is a terrible thing that people did to be racist to black people. But just because you see it and you think it does not make it real. That's the first thing. Just because you see it does not mean that it's real. It doesn't have to be real just because you see it as that. Now again, I'm not saying that they didn't do blackface. I'm saying that you're over here screaming and yelling and being racist to somebody while also in the same breath talking about them being racist. That doesn't make any sense. But buddy, how are you going to say anything about racism and how to stop racism and go around saying that, oh, this person is racist while in the same breath, oh my God, while in the same breath being racist to somebody else? You're just as bad. Not even better, you're even worse. Because you just contradicted yourself by also being racist. That doesn't even make any sense. How you gonna be some kind of protector to somebody while again in the same breath being racist too? What I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out. And it's the fact that you, of all people, who are going around calling people monkeys every 5 seconds. What's going on right here? I didn't even notice that. Oh, okay, buddy, personal space. Okay, anyway. I didn't even notice them were sitting there. Oh, I have that. Anyway. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to make you sad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to make you upset. I'm sorry, buddy. You can bite on my tail. I'm sorry. I just don't like being touched on a Ponytown game, but I'm sorry. It made me feel so sad. And then you leave. You made me feel bad for no reason, buddy. Anyway. I understand that blackface is a terrible thing that white people used all the way back in 2000 and 1,000 years ago. But again, just because somebody created something does not automatically mean that they are being racist. Like, I would understand if I saw it, and I would understand if they were actually doing blackface. Buddy, I would have an issue. When I tell you I would have an issue, I would have an issue with you. You would never ever get out of the argument. I would be arguing with you for hours. I would be trying to figure out why you did it, how you did it, and why it came into your brain cells. But like, if they are not actually doing blackface and it's just what you think they're doing, then you have no right to harass them. You can easily ask them, why are you doing this? Are you doing blackface? Just like I did. I asked them if they were doing blackface, and they were like, no, I'm not doing blackface. I'm just making my own little character because I have 2 black cats and I want to make my black cats in a Ponytown game. And I was like, oh, so you just want to take inspiration from your black cats? Okay. But instead, this person just kept on going with the egotistic brain cells of, you're being racist, you're doing blackface, you're doing this, you're doing that. Buddy, no, they weren't. I've been sitting here. But here's the thing. I've been on Ponytown since 9 o'clock in the morning. I've seen this person. Not once did they do any kind of blackface. You guys were legitimately talking about the person that was actually doing blackface. You are not talking about the person that you're harassing. Because the person that you were harassing was the one that was talking about how she wanted to kill herself. That's the person that they were talking about. And then they came on to me and started disrespecting me as well. Because I wanted them to stop arguing and yelling and screaming and doing what they were doing to this random person who legitimately did nothing to them. So maybe before you start being racist and opening your mouth talking about, oh, you're being a monkey, maybe, just maybe, think about who you're arguing with first. Because you were arguing with somebody who had nothing to do with the drama. You were legitimately yelling at somebody who had nothing to do with blackface. You were arguing with somebody who had nothing to do with the problem. You have made yourself the issue when you start yelling and screaming and arguing and having a whole full grown ass tantrum. You become the issue. Instead of just leaving this random person alone that you don't know, you became the problem. And I became the solution with telling you to be quiet. If you're gonna argue with somebody that you know is worth arguing with. Don't argue with somebody just because you think that they're doing something, because you're gonna make yourself in the wrong. Just like you're doing now. You done made yourself look like a fool in front of everybody because you can't keep your mouth shut, because you can't swallow your own ego and block this person. The person who's doing blackface already left, honey. They were gone, long gone. That means that you were harassing somebody else for no reason, because you had the mindset that that was the person who was doing blackface when you knew who you were talking about. And how do I know that they know that they were talking about? Because I was the one who intervened first, asking them who was doing blackface, and then they showed me, and I was like, that's not blackface, buddy. That wasn't even blackface. They were just making a black cat. And then she left, and instead of just stopping, they continued the argument. Hold on, let me just... They continued the argument for like how many hours? Hold on. Oh yeah, they were calling me narcissistic too, because I was telling the girl that was doing blackface to apologize. buddy, you kept on telling the girl to apologize too. And even when I apologized for something that I didn't do, they were like talking over me. So when I came back and I apologized to them again, they were like, you didn't apologize. You didn't apologize. You didn't apologize for nothing. Yeah, I did. You were just talking so freaking much. You just couldn't hush your mouth for 5 freaking minutes. You just couldn't stop talking. You just couldn't stop talking in all caps. You just wouldn't stop. They just wouldn't stop running their mouth. And that's just crazy. I feel so bad for that girl. Because not only did they disrespect her, but they disrespected her to the point where it pushed her to trying to off herself twice. Wow. What? It lasted 3 hours? 3 hours? Three hours. Three hours. You were arguing with me and a person who's suicidal for something that they didn't do for 3 hours. 3 hours. Oh. What? 3 hours. 3 hours is perfect for deep work session. A new hobby or relaxing productive options include writing. I'm not doing that. Planning a project or tackling 3 hours of focus important task. You can batch tasks, deep study, creative projects, plan ahead, get moving, explore. You can do hobbies. You can watch TV. You can take a nap. You can read a book. You could do meditating. You can write. You can go outside. You can go to the library. But we are arguing for 3 hours. For 3 hours, you were arguing with someone who was suicidal. Not only that, but this is not the first time that you have argued with a person who's suicidal. What kind of demonic entity has came into your mind to the point where you insult somebody on a 2D Ponytown game to the point where they want to commit suicide, to the point where you come out of nowhere and talk about raping and assume that they like essay and assume that they are raping people, but just because they have a smaller character of their OC. I'm trying to figure out who peed in your cereal. I'm just trying to figure out who peed in your cereal. 'Cause I want to know who shit in your cereal. Not only do I want to know who shit in your cereal, what nice music. I want to know who shit in your cereal. I seriously want to know who shit in your cereal. Because that's just so atrocious. And it's the fact that you forced me to apologize for something that I didn't do, just because the reason why they forced me to apologize so much is because I said that black characters can have red lips. That's why. Because I said that black characters can have red lips. So black girls can't have red lipstick? Yeah, they can. The inside of my lip is red and pink. Your tongue is red. Some people's tongues are black. Girl didn't even do anything. It's not like I killed you or something. And then they were like, oh, she doesn't want to hold accountability for her actions. You're more racist than me. You're going around calling everybody bro and buddy and monkey. But you want to talk about racism while in the same breath calling somebody else a monkey. Let's look up something real quick. I want to do something real quick. I'm going to show you guys a little fragment of Ponytown real quick while I look up something. Okay. Is it okay for a black Ponytown character on the 2D Ponytown game to have red lipstick? Let's see. And why is it bad to harass them over it and assume all kinds of other things about them just because of their character design? Alright, let's see what's going on here. Okay, let's see. In a creative gaming community like Ponytown, character design is a form of personal expression. To answer your questions directly, yes, it is perfectly fine for a black character to have red lips. And no, it is never acceptable to harass someone or make harmful assumptions based on their sprite design. Here's a breakdown of why these designs are valid and why the resulting harassment is problematic. Character design in a 2D pixel art game is a stylization, not just photorealism. There are several reasons why a creator might choose red lipstick for a black character. Aesthetic choice. Red is a classic, vibrant color used in character design to make features stand out against darker skin tones. Makeup representation. I can't talk. Just as in real life, people of all skin tones wear lipstick. Representing a character wearing makeup is a standard part of a roleplay and self-expression. Artistic contrast. In a pixel art, high contrast helps define shades. Use a brighter color for the lips can help define the character's face and express more clearly. Now this is why harassment and assumptions are harmful. Harassing a player over their character design is a violation of basic community standards and often stems from deeper issues. Misinterpretation of intent. Harassers often jump to the conclusion that certain design choices are made to be, I don't know this word, I'm going to say racist. While history has seen harmful stereotypes in media, it is unfair and logical to project those onto a modern player's individual creative choice, especially when that player is simply trying to create a character they find beautiful or representative. I don't know these words. The gatekeeping problem. When people harass players for how they choose to represent black characters, they are effectively gatekeeping blackness. Damn. They are telling creators there is only one correct way to look, which limits creativity and pushes people out of the community. Damn. Ponytown is intended to be social, creative hangout. Harassment creates a toxic environment that discourages new players from joining and making existing players feel unsafe. Damn. Key takeaway. A character's design is not a permit for others to judge a player's character, race, or intentions. How to handle harassment in Ponytown. If you or someone else is being targeted, the game provides tools to handle this. The mute or ignore feature. This is your best friend. It instantly removes the harasser's message from your view. Wow. The hide feature. This makes the offending player character invisible to you, effectively removing them from your game experience. Wow. Wow. Even the cat said it. Reporting. If the harassment is persistent or involves hate speech, use the game in report function. Ponytown monitors take harassment and trolling seriously. The bottom line, you have the right to design your character however you like as long as you aren't initially creating something hateful. Your creative choices are valid and the responsibility for the conflict lies with the choosing to be unkind. Wow. Wow.
What, Sierra?
I'm reading something. I'm reading something, Mom. But yeah.
Sierra,
Mama.
can you check these things in the laundry?
I know you know I'm recording. I know good and well you know I'm recording. Why did you do this? Anyway, that's the drama for the black community for you guys. Do not hate these people. Do not disrespect these people. Do not send any hate comments to them. But just don't harass people.